Evening, everybody. On this Sunday evening, today we are going to discuss on very important topic. It is a continuation of the last Sunday's session. Last Sunday we have seen what is the cause for anger, how we get anger, how to overcome it we have seen. Today we are going to see what is the real solution to anger, because last time I told when we get anger, what is the cause for anger? It is expectations, attachment to the event, and the expectation of results, and the possessive nature on certain things or person, which may lead to anger when that expected event doesn't happen. That is, when anger starts, the expected time of event which we have decided. Before the time is arriving, when the time is arriving, the expectation, the intensity of expectation goes up. And by the time the event happens, the intensity subsides. But if it doesn't happen, the anger excites. The excitation of anger is expressed by our voice, by our expressions, by our through hands, by which may lead to the fight or something like that. Anger may lead to any kind of reactions by way of voice. Voice means you can shout at the person, or you can show your anger through your eyes. You can show anger through your hands. You get anger, a teacher get anger and he shows his anger by beating the student. A husband shows his anger by showing it through his eyes when he is in the midst of the people surrounding him, where when his wife commits mistake, through his eyes he shows his anger. And some people may shout at the person. So anger may be expressed in different ways. But I told how to get use this anger. So before the expected event comes, by doing Atma Vicharana, we have to know that before the expected event comes, you slowly close your eyes and do the pranayama. So by the time the expected event time comes, you do the pranayama 9 times and take a glass of water, I told. And suppose if it excites, what I told is, you go, don't show that anger on the person because it will spoil the relation. You go into a separate room, stand before the corner of a wall, shout at the wall so that the energy that is excited. Because once the anger is excited, you cannot take back the energy openly. It has to be shown on somebody else. When you show on somebody else, so your energy gets dissipated. And when he reflects back, the anger further aggravates, that may lead to further dissipation of energy. So instead of showing to somebody else, you just go into your room and close the door, stand in the corner of a wall, just shout at them so that the energy comes back to yourself. This is what I told. But even all these things, even if it is done, the anger, real cause for anger may not subside. For instance, here today we are going to talk on a very important actual way to find solution to this. What is the real solution to avoid self-anger or anger on others? What is the pretended anger and how to face the anger? These are the very important topic today we are going to discuss. I told you the anger is of two natures, self-anger and anger on others. How we get self-anger? Self-anger is mainly because of our inefficiencies, our weaknesses, our deficiencies. When you are facing a situation and we are unable to bring out your talents fully, and we face failures, we get self-anger on ourselves, we get self-dejection. This is a very most important and very negative trait in us, which may even go to the extent of committing suicide. So, the self-anger, we have to see that how we find a real solution. In case of self-anger, though, as I told you, when you face failures, to overcome that intensity of the anger, self-anger, you take the do pranayama. Even though you do pranayama, even though if it exists, the actual cause for anger will not come down, because it multiplies inside yourself. The depression increases, and it may lead to a tremendous negative impact on your health, on your behavior, on your growth, everything. So, in order to overcome this self-anger, we have to first see what is the real solution for this. The real solution for self-anger is to do Atma Vicharana. So when a particular event is happening and you face failures, so what you have to do is, you have to do Atma Vicharana, self-introspection. Instead of feeling self-anger on yourself, you love yourself. Oh, something weakness is in me. There is something is block in me that you have to remove. So first you have to do Atma Vicharana. Why I committed mistake? Why I faced failures? So what is the problem in me? What is the incapacity in me? There is nothing called incapacity. It is our deliberate or unintentional way of not bringing our talents out. So thing is, we have to do Atma Vicharana and see, when you face failures, that means there is something lacking in you. You have to bring out, you have to remove that lackness. That is, you have to bring out your talents to face the situation. So the way to overcome self-anger is to get self-inspiration through Atma Vicharana and see that what is your weakness, put more efforts. So self-inspiration will give you self-interest. Self-interest will give you self-confidence and self-determination to overcome these failures. So these positive self-motivation is needed for you to overcome this self-anger. If you go on the negative side, the self-anger will emanate, exaggerate you, take you to the extent of committing. Just turn this side, the positive side. Make yourself, as failures are stepping stone for success. See that you bring out your inherent talents through self-motivation, through self-inspiration, and see that you develop self-determination, self-confidence in you, and see that you achieve success. If every time failures are not an impossible thing to overcome. If you put your efforts, nothing is impossible. Sky is the limit. You can bring out your talents. So by that way, we can find a real solution to our self-anger. So by this way, you can overcome self-anger and bring your self-confidence, and that brings real peace in you, real success in you. So this is. Now, anger on others. See, anger on others means, why you get anger on others? Because of your expectation on others. And you expect more than what their capacity is. Why? Because a boss is there. He appoints a new person and gives him a job. Boss is an experienced person, and in his vision he is having his capacity in his mind. But the person who he has taken is a youngster, and he doesn't have much experience in handling the things. It is new to him. So immediately he calls him and gives the job, and he wants it to be within half an hour. He wants the job to be completed, and he expects that person is capable of doing, and in half an hour's time, because he has to answer his client or customer what are the things. So by the time the half an hour is nearing, he just calls the person, completed. The person immediately, when the boss calls, he gets more tense. What happens? In the tension, his concentration diverts. So even though he is doing correctly, the tension creates a disturbance in his concentration, and he may commit mistake, and he may not able to complete the job. So when the client is calling, the boss is immediately calling. What happened? He is waiting for this call, the result. So by the time the half an hour is nearing, he is not getting reply from. Immediately you get excited. You get more excited. So he is not giving me that. So by the time the expected time has come, and the call has come from the client, the boss could not able to answer. Immediately he calls and shouts it. Here what is happening? I am having an expectation more than the capacity of the person. So this is the problem with the boss, with me. Whomsoever, even the father if you take, he expects more from his son. And without knowing what is his limitations. So because he is not getting the necessary expectations fulfilled, the father beats the son. The boss shouts at the. So this anger is mainly because of our own ignorance. So first thing, what to overcome that? What is the real solution to overcome this anger is, first we should fine tune our mind to make our thought to come in wavelength with the opposite person. So when your expectation is not fulfilled, means you have to understand the other. You have to enter into the other person's shoe and see what is his limitations, what is his. So when you shout at him, or when you give pressure to him, automatically what happens? The tension builds in him that puts a block in his concentration. So this you have to understand. You have to enter into the shoes of the subordinate. You have to enter into the shoes of the son. What is his limitations? What is his aspirations? What is his capacity? So you have to go to that level. As a boss, you have to go to the level of the person and see and give him inspiration. And see that he gives inspiration to the person to bring out his talents with a love and affection, so that the person builds up his talents. So the thing is, though he cannot able to complete, okay, please don't get excited, don't be relaxed. So you just go to him, say, don't get excited, be relaxed, and see that how fast you can able to do like that in a soft voice without getting any tension, because that comes only when you understand, you enter into the shoes of the subordinate, know his limitations, and see that you understand his position and give him self-inspiration to bring out his talents. He is a sincere person. He's not just a sycophant who just imitates before the boss. Not, he's a sincere person. But thing is, his limitations are there because of lack of inexperience. So bring out his talents out by giving self-inspiration. So by that way, when you do that, when you enter into the shoe, your anger gets reduced because your expectations goes, and you see that you understand your role. So expectations, because of attachment. If you get detached, so as a boss, what is my duty? I have to get the work done from the person. So if I want to get the work done by a person, my duty is to see I build that person to the expected level of capacity so that the work is completed. So that I fulfill my duty, I make him to fulfill his duty, which is also part of my duty. Because as a boss, you have to see that your subordinates improve their talents and build their capacity to come up in life. That is a part of the duty of a boss. So the boss should not always keep his subordinates as his slaves. You should see that they build their capacity and go to higher levels of the and achieve success and peace in their life. Similarly, a father, he should not limit his son. He should not see his son in his wavelength. He should come to the wavelength of his son. What is expectation? What is aspirations? Show love and affection. Understand his needs. Understand his expectation, and see that he gives inspiration and bring out his talent, and see that what is his aspiration and build him in that level of in the line of his self aspirations, so that he lives happily. He brings out his talent successfully and go in life. So by this way, if you want to overcome anger on others, first you should know our responsibility. So we have to do Atma Vicharana, why I got that anger on the other person. This is mainly because of expectations and so. So first thing to overcome this anger is I have to go to the level of the person. You enter into their shoes and see what is the limitation and understand them, give self-inspiration, so that my anger goes and I fulfill my duties perfectly. So this is the real solution for self-anger and the anger on others. But one more thing is, the third anger is called pretended anger. What is this pretended anger? So sometimes anger as such will affect first us, then the other person. Like a recoil of the gun. When you shoot a gun, it gives a back first and then. Similarly, whenever you say anything negative, first it will affect us before it affects others. This is normal case of anger. As I told you, the long-term anger, this immediate excitation is self-anger. Short-term anger. What is long-term anger? Keeping that inside the mind, inside ourselves, and see you want to take a vengeance against a severe blow on the person, and you plan and everything. So when any person commits mistake, commits wrong, acts as an hindrance to you, this is, you have to understand by doing Atma Vicharana inside, why this person is against me, why he is acting against me. You have to do Atma Vicharana, go deep inside yourself and understand that this person, this Atma is against me, is a path of release of my negative karma. If he cheats you, if he commits any hindrance to you, you have to see that this is a path of release my karma, and let me forgive him and forget him. By which way you can overcome this long-term anger on the person. So long-term anger has got a greater ramifications by way of hatredness and vengeance attitude, cunning, crooked. All these things will eat away your energy and it will create great negative impact on you before it impacts the other person. It creates a lot of negative karma on you before it creates negative karma, it creates damage to the other person. So you have to take a real solution to overcome this long-term anger. What is the thing is, anything negative happen is created by other persons. Know the truth that it is path of release of our karmas. Since he is taking your negative karma, you have to forgive him and forget him. And this level of mental mindset can come only when you go deep inside you through the practice of Atma Samadhi Dhyan and doing Atma Vicharana regularly, by which we can overcome the long-term anger. And now we come to the pretended anger. What is this pretended anger? Sometimes we have to, in case of short-term anger, long-term anger, it has got first impact on us before it impacts others. And it also creates karmas for us. Whereas in case of pretended anger, there is what is called, it is called also detached anger. Sometimes you have got a duty on others. For instance, a father has got a duty on his son, see that he brings out his talents out and achieves success in life. But he always shows love on his son, love on his children. So when you show love on his children and always like a friend to him, and you tell certain good things to him, but they take it for granted and they don't take it, and they always used to play and enjoy. And the father is like a they since you show more love on him, they feel you like a joker. Father, nothing, he will not worry, whatever I do, he will accept it. But what do? You call him, no, you spend time for your play at certain time, but you concentrate on it. But he never hears. Because whatever you are saying, your voice, it goes to ears and it has to go to your brain. And from the brain it goes to your conscious mind. From the conscious mind, it understands the message and it goes to the heart. It goes to the Atma and then gets stored in the subconscious mind. This is the path. This is what I am telling. So ears, brain, intellect, heart, and stored in subconscious mind. But when you are showing love and affection, when people take it for granted, what happens? When you are selling something, it goes to the ears. Before it goes to the brain, it gets blocked. So you never hear at all. Whatever you say, it's like an opaque glass. It will just drop at the ears itself. You will not take. Sometimes if he hears it, brain, before it goes to intellect, it gets blocked. So it goes to, okay. But it never understands what you are saying. Sometimes even it reaches to the intellect. It understands. But the next level of intellect is heart. There it gets blocked. So it will not reach the... And whatever it's blocked, the same thing gets stored in the subconscious mind. When negative or positive, subconscious mind is storing place. If a positive thing happens, it gets stored. Negative thing happens, stores. So whatever you say with all love and affection, this blocks what happens. It doesn't allow the message to reach to the heart. And they will commit mistakes again and again. So if you want to break these blocks, what you have to do is you have to give more energy. Because it is part of your duty. It's one of the important duties to see that your son or your subordinate or your wife, whomsoever concerned, to whom you have to make them to fulfill their duties. Because when the part of fulfilling your duties, it is your duty to see that others who are in their bondage, they also fulfill their duties. That is also part of our duties. So when he is not hearing my words, that means what? There is a block at each stage of his. Because suppose he hears, he understands, but is not doing 100% success perfectly, means here there is a block. He has not understand itself, the block is here. He is not at all hearing it, the block is here. So in the three levels of block, suppose you want to remove, what has to do? You have to do this pretended anger. What is the pretended anger? You have to shout at the person. You have to shout vigorously. Suppose subordinate is not hearing whatever you say, he is coming regularly late. You say, don't come late. You say every time, okay, you take it for granted. You call him and shout at him and tell him, if you do like this, you will be fired. Similarly, you call your son, shout at him. If you continuously do like this, you will be thrown out of the house. Like that, once you say, they get... Sometimes, again, if they continuously, because they say, the shout also, if they take it for granted, you again, twice or thrice, you shout at the person, then they get angry. When you say you are fired, then you will get bit fear. When you say you will be a son that will be thrown out, they get fear. And in that fear, they hear what you say perfectly, and whatever message it reaches their heart, and they start doing perfectly. Once they start doing perfectly, you observe their attitude, you observe their actions, you observe how fast they are growing in that attitude, bringing out their talents. So once they bring to the level of bring out their talents, each time you observe, and when they commit mistake, you shout at them and see that they bring out their talents. And once they achieve the success, then call them and tell why I told. Because this is the blocks in you. When I was telling with a loving voice, you just took it for granted, and between ears and brain there is a block, and between brain and intellect, first when I showed a bit loudly, then you heard it, but you didn't understand. Then again I shouted, you understood, but you didn't implement it. But when again shouted fully, you executed perfectly. So this is the block which I want to remove. That's why I shouted at you, and I just shouted only with the intention of bringing out your talents to fulfill it perfectly. When you do this, this is called pretended anger, where you are not getting affected, because your objective, when you are shouting at the person, your intention is that you want to bring out the talents to make him to fulfill his duties, and by which way I am also fulfilling my duties towards them. So when you do this thing, it's called pretended anger, where there is no negative impact on you, rather it clears your karmas, and also make others to release their karmas also by fulfilling their duties. So this is the effect of the pretended anger. And this is all about how you express the anger, how you face the anger, and how short term, long term, self anger and pretended anger, all these things. Now we will see the person who faces the anger. Now the boss is shouting on the subordinate. The subordinate immediately get fear, and when he shouts continuously, he get irritated. What is this boss always shouting at me? He goes behind and have grudge on him. So while facing the anger, what you have to do is, when your boss shouts at you, don't have fear, don't have negative impact on that. Just remain calm. First thing what you have to do, remain calm. When you remain calm, the energy comes to you. If he shouts, actually the energy emanated from him by this excited anger. When you remain calm, it comes to me. Don't reflect back. Whether it is subordinate or a wife or a neighbor, whomsoever against whom one may shout, the other person, if he remains calm. Because in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, what it says, when negative comes, you have to send positive. So when a person shouts, what is the positive is calmness. When you remain peaceful, the negative becomes positive and it comes to you. So when you remain calm, that energy comes and adds to you. That is first thing. But always if you remain calm, then you will become a what is called this person who whenever we shout at him, he just remain calm and he doesn't do things. So he becomes like a dumb man. So you should not be. Though while remaining calm, simultaneously you have to do Atma Vicharana. The person who faces the anger, you have to do Atma Vicharana. Why the boss is shouting at me? So there is something lacking in me. So I have to bring out my talents, correct it, so that again when he gives me a job, I have to do perfectly and see that I keep him happy. Because it is my duty to see that my boss is happy. When he is happy, when I am doing my duty perfectly. So when he is happy, he will not shout at me. When he is not shouting at me, that means I have done my duties perfectly. Similarly the son, similarly the wife. Whenever a father shouts at son, husband shouts at wife, whatever the case may be, whomsoever shouts at other person, the person facing the anger, first thing is you should remain calm. Second thing, you should do Atma Vicharana to understand why the other person is shouting at me. Is it a character to always shout? Even in that case, we can't do anything. You have to remain calm and do Atma Vicharana and see how we fulfill our duties perfectly. For mother-in-law always shouts at the daughter-in-law. So what daughter-in-law can do is, because she is in a higher position, so she should remain calm, because she has to show respect. Remain calm and show respect on her. And I understand that is because of her past experiences stored in subconscious mind, that she had negative experiences from his mother-in-law. Now, having faced all the negative experiences as a daughter-in-law before his mother-in-law, now after becoming mother-in-law, he is showing the same negative impact on the daughter-in-law. So we cannot change. So first thing is, first you have to remain calm and explain this truth in a positive way, by way of expressing, by way of quoting instance how the person's behavior happens mainly because of the past experience stored in subconscious mind, because of the negative experience from the mother-in-law, since as a daughter-in-law you had, that is being reflected back. Now by changing yourself, by going Atma Vicharana and realize that I should treat my daughter-in-law as my daughter. So this, your daughter-in-law, first you should go inside and see that she gain this spiritual emancipation by self, show love and affection on mother-in-law, treat her mother-in-law as a mother, and make her to understand why this is happening inside us, and see that he also make her to come in that wavelength, so that the each and love and affection shares between the three, and there is a real peace in us. So like that, one who faces anger, they should do Atma Vicharana to correct themselves and make the other person to match with this wavelength, so that there is a harmonious environment, and the wavelength matches means there is harmony, there is peace everywhere. So this is the way how we can be able to overcome anger in us, face the anger in us, and see that all the situations we face successfully and remain calm, peaceful, and by which we fulfill our duties perfectly and achieve success, peace in our life. Thank you.